Hello everybody, welcome back to our fun with the German AI. Okay, so we're back in the normal or the scenario test mode. I've not moved up the Russians, I'm just interested in some changes I've made to the German plan, which hopefully is just about to kick in. Okay, so the same rough plan. We've got the third company advancing up to here. Now the problem we saw when we tried this in anger against the Russians is there's any Russian force here, they're going to get decimated. Right, so the obvious thing to do is give them some tanky assists. So what should be happening is that our tanks should be repositioning. So this tank has orders to basically accompany the infantry down to here. Okay, and this tank should reposition to here at 16 minutes. So let's have a look. He should start moving now. Let's have a look. Having a wee think to yourself. Okay, so yep, those infantry are now moving. So he should wake up. Hopefully. Okay, come on tank. There he goes, okay. So let's that run. Okay, so he moves around here. He should be covered from any close range infantry by the guys in here, so he should be pretty safe. Okay, if he actually moves. Come on tank. Now the problem of course is in a live battle, would these tanks even still be alive? Who knows? But we've got to try and give the infantry some cover. Okay, so he's there. That means he can see all the way back to this slope. So if there any Russian infantry here, he can help. Okay, so that's good. So there's two further triggers on them. So basically when this infantry reaches the trigger point roughly here, he should start advancing. And likewise, that should trigger this infantry to move, the first company to move, and this tank should trundle down to help. So let's start moving on. So we'll probably have to move on a couple of turns to wait for the infantry to get into position. Okay, so he's now, oh, he's moving a bit further than I thought. Okay, right. Okay. Again, I think he'll be okay, but he's maybe outstripping the infantry a bit. Okay. Right, so what we're interested in is when these guys start moving. Okay, so basically he should be having a lot of fun playing with any infantry here. Right. Okay. Right, so they've not triggered yet. So let's move on. Okay. So I'm waiting to see when these guys get an order. Okay. thought that would have triggered the first company. Okay, yeah, so they're starting to move. Not sure why these guys are. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we can see the tank now starting to move. Right, so. And this tank as well. So basically the two tanks should end up around about here. What I'm not sure is about their finishing position. So let's see how this looks from the Russian lines. Okay, if I'm a Russian tank and I'm over here, right, I've got a plain sight of that tank, but he's got a plain sight of me. That's the kind of risk. Wood lines up here. So basically, he is exposing himself, but anybody shooting at him, he'll get a shot off at them. And so he will be covering this infantry that's moving. Okay. Right. Now, that's more problematic because he's sort of trundling down here. Okay. I don't really like that, but it will certainly force out the opposition, that's for sure. Right, so that tank is vulnerable, so that seems like a dangerous move. Especially as he's kind of out of infantry contact. Right, so we don't like that move. We don't like that. That move's certainly interesting. Okay, so we make a minor change to him, but that plan seems at least viable to a certain extent, in that the armour should certainly help mop up any Russian infantry here. Okay, so with a slight change to that, we'll call Plan 1 complete, and we'll go and look at Plan 2. So join me in the scenario editor in a wee second. Okay, so we're back in the editor, so we'll look at Group 2, which is the first tank, and look at his final order. So his final order is to move to there, right, and that's triggered by the third company advancing up to there. So what we'll do is go back to order 5, I'll take that out and I'll just put that to there. So basically he moves a little bit forward. So he moves from there to there. Okay, that seems fine. That seems fine. A little bit safer. Okay, tank number 2. Right, so his orders were to trundle to there. That was his final position. That was waiting for the, so that's to there. Okay, and then he waits for the third company advance. Let's just move that up a bit. Okay, so I think the problem is order 7 is just too ambitious. So we'll take that out, and we'll put order 7 just to there. Right, so basically he's leading up the tanks, he's assaulting, so he should be shooting everything. So that looks good. So let's save that. Okay. Right. And what we'll do is we'll now switch off Plan 1 and we'll switch on Plan 2, which we've never actually seen in anger. Right, so the difference with Plan 2 is his armour is here. Right, okay. So if we look at the position of our armour, right, so they start there and end up there. Okay, right. Now, what we don't know is how good a fighting position that is. Right, but we'll find out. Now, the other part of the plan is that the third company is going to advance and take this bridge. Okay, I'm hoping because they've got the armor and Overwatch, that should be fine. Famous last words. Okay, so let's leave that plan in place and let's pop back into the game and see Plan 2 in action for the first time. So join me again in a couple of seconds in the game. Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so Plan 2 is in effect, so we can see the change immediately. The third company, let's just confirm they are, yes indeedly. So the third company is deployed on the German right flank, as have the tanks. Okay. Where's the other tank? We're missing a tank. Am I just blind not seeing the other tank? Hello? Other tank. There's one tank there. Oh, okay. And there's one tank there. Okay, so one of the tanks, that's A2, is not set up properly. Alright, so there's a first thing we've done wrong. Okay. Yeah, so you can see the tank is trundling over here, so I've screwed up the setup position. Okay, that's fine. Right, now, what we'll do is we'll just let it run until about the 16th minute. That's when we're expecting something to happen. So I'm interested just in the position the armour is taking up. Okay. Right, so we have a tank deploying there. Okay. So let's have a look. What sort of sight line does he have? He might not be able to see all the way down to you. Oh, no, I don't know though. Okay, so he looks to have a fairly good sight line. Okay, now can he cover all the way down to here? I think he can, yes. Okay. Alright, okay, so the tanks look to have, well, we'll see where the other one ends up. Right, it would be lovely. Maybe like to get him in there. You know, to give him some cover. Okay, so let's let it run for a little bit and get the other tank, see where it ends up. So, okay, so he was meant to set up basically just behind us there and dash up to here and then get into position. So, right, so he'll turn round, turny. Okay. Right, so you can see he's moving forward, but it's not the greatest position, is it? Well, I suppose he's got full line of sight over on the right. Okay, meh. Right, okay, so what we're interested in... so the infantry appear to be assaulting forward already. There appears to be a problem with the third company moving. Okay. Yeah, so one of the platoons has got a little bit overzealous. That's A14. Right, okay. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to scamper. So what I would have done normally is I would have scampered up a Russian team up here. Right, so I'm going to scamper you guys up to there. come here. Okay. Right. I suppose it won't tell me anything about visibility, will it? Because obviously we can see all the Germans. Right, but let's have a look. Okay, so one platoon here looks to be quite good. I'd maybe let them further back, and they're awfully vulnerable to artillery. They're just too compressed an area. Right, okay, so we've got another platoon advancing here, and we've got the third platoon here. Okay. Right, okay. Right, so that's kind of going to work. If we infix, it was A14, wasn't it? No, it's... yeah, so it's A16 who are getting a bit ahead of themselves. Right, so A16 and A2 are our two problems. Okay, so in theory this plan looks like it could work. The only problems I'm seeing is they're really awfully vulnerable to artillery. So I'm going to see if I can spread them out a bit. Right, okay. Let's pop back into the editor and give it a whirl. Okay, so back in a wee second. Okay, we're back. It's actually so quick it's possibly not even worth pausing the recording, but meh. Okay, so we're on plan 2, used frequently, and we're looking at tank number 2 setup. Zoom, 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 zoom. So interestingly, I've told him to set up there, but I forgot to remove that setup area, so that's the issue. Right, so that's fine. So he'll set up there. No, 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 no. He'll scamper to there, and then he'll take up a fighting position there. Right, let's see if we can do a bit better. Right, see if we can tell him to go there. Right, we'll try that. Okay, so group 3. Right, so he ends up there, which was good, but if we take that out and put that there, I'm hoping he'll get the cover of the wall. Okay, like that, so we'll save that. Okay, so we'll have a look then at 14, 15 and 16. Okay, so basically order 3 for them is to advance to there. That's fine. Order 2. Right, so that's just an immediate advance to there. Right, but what we'll do is we'll spread them out a bit. So this platoon, so group 14, the first platoon I believe that is, their job is basically to put down suppressive fire. Okay, so group 15, okay, their job is there, so what we'll do is we'll spread them out as well. Oops. Don't go in the road, that would be silly. So spread them out. Yeah, not sure we like that. So group 16 was our assault unit. Okay. So basically, so you can see they were ordered to advance there. And they were meant to get... Oh, so we didn't give them any. Right, okay. So, what are we going to wait for? We'll say you can only exit from that let's say 16 minutes. 17 minutes. Okay. Then you go into order 3, which is basically to advance. Right, but what we'll do is we'll say advance to the edge of that. We'll take that out. Okay. Then we'll add in order. Order 4 will be an assault over to here. So basically, you guys take the bridge. Okay. So that's your plan. So that should only happen after 17 or 18 minutes. So we'll save that. Okay. Right. So basically, let's have a look. So order 2 is there. So I'm going to take that out actually. I'm going to put them further back. I'm basically going to have them hide in here and hide. So basically they hide in the woods there to get their breath back, keep their heads down, and then they'll advance up. Okay, seems good, seems good. Right. Okay, so that seems an interesting plan. Seems good. Okay, so we'll save that. Now, let's take plan 1, we'll copy it, put it into plan 3. Plan 3, yep, that's what we want. Okay, so what do we want to do with plan 3? Maybe plan 3 is a frontal assault. Frontal assault going for the village. How about that? That seems incredibly stupid. But that's our middle name, incredibly stupid. Right, so let's program that. Okay, so we've got the third company as well will be our swing company, so we'll leave that. So, question is, where do we put our tanks? Right. So at the moment, our tanks are up here. Okay. Harumph mumble. Okay. So, okay, let's do something different with this plan. So let's switch off plan 2. Not used. Concentrate on plan 1. Okay. So, let's split up our tanks. So we'll put one tank over here and one tank in the main this town round here. Okay, and the hope is between the two of them we've got spots on pretty much everything. Okay, we'll try that. We'll try that. So, group 2 sits up here. Nope, stop. And ends up what is he? Right, he ends up there. Okay, that's probably fine. What won't happen is the third company advance. Okay, so we'll take out order 5 for him. So he just ends up there. Right, so we'll leave him there for the moment. Tank number 2, that's group 3. Okay, so we'll set him up. Right, let's try and get him to there. So we'll set him up there. We'll go to there and we'll just delete back. Add an order, and the order will be to quick to there, add advance to there. No, there. Okay. Right, so your job is to cover down there. So that'll give us 2 tanks on Overwatch. Okay, that's fine. We like that. We like that. Okay. So, next group, 4, 5, and 6 are that's the weapons company. Okay, so that seems a reasonable thing. We won't mess with that. Okay. Right. We've got one company over here. Right. So, we'll leave the first company up here. We'll leave the second company up here. So again, we'll use our swing force, which is 14, 15, and 16. Right, so if we go into their orders, and we'll just delete them down. Okay, so 15 and 16. Okay, okay, so let's see what we want. We've got a company here. So we've got the second company, so we can use the second company to advance. So I think we want the third company here. Right. Okay, so first part of that, we don't want you deploying there. Right. What do we want? We want you... What do we want? So, this wood line looks good. So we'll use the same plan. We'll have first part of the company there. We'll give you a new order, and your new order is to quick and take up residence in this tree line. If I can get this working properly. So basically, oh, for goodness sake, you're a fire support. Right, so that's group 14. Second platoon. Right. We don't want you deploying there or setting up there. No. Okay. What do we want? It'd be lovely if we can get them down into here, but I don't think that's physically possible. What do we want? What would I do? So they should be giving fire, but they're awfully vulnerable to artillery. Right. We've got one platoon there. Right, okay, so let's set them up again down in this here area. Just check we have cleared the other setup we have, okay. And we'll add an order to quick into here. So basically you guys stay in that wood and keep your heads down. Okay. Right. Then we'll add a new order. We'll trigger that at, no, order 2. So basically you exit order 2 round about. We'll set everything up for 20 minutes. That's what we'll do. Go away. So we'll say after 20 minutes we kick into order 3, which will be an advance to here. Okay. Right. Okay, that's fine. And what we'll do as well with group 16, right, so then add an order. Order 4 will be the assault over to here. Right, we'll tidy that up. That's a terrible order. Get rid of that. Okay. So your guys, your job is to take that bridge. Right, group 16 will set you up here. Okay, take that off. Group 16, so we'll add an order and we'll have you advance into this wood line behind that village and keep your heads down. Then we'll add an order, but back in order 2, we'll say roughly at 17, we'll have you advance and take this. Okay, we'll tidy that up. So you advance in front of the village. We'll add an order. So basically at the end of order 3, you can exit round about, say, sometime round about there. You trigger order 4, which will be an advance to here. Yeah. Okay, so basically what we're saying to them is advance up to give fire. Right, so you guys are going to stop there and basically give suppressive fire down to here to cover the assaulting unit. Meh. Not our greatest plan, but it'll do. Okay, so let's look at A company. So that's 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we look at 6. We look at what their final orders to do is. Their final orders are to basically assault down into here. That's fine. But what we need to do is put in a new trigger, I think. So we'll keep it as an advance, but we'll trigger it off movement here. So if we go into the mission, I think it is, the mission is Axis Terrain Objectives. So we're already using 15, we're already using 14, we're already using 13. So 12 will basically be this. And it's a friendly trigger. So basically when our when our forces get into this area here, we'll use that as the trigger to, okay, and this will be plan 3 company attack. Okay, right, we'll save that. Okay, so we'll pop back into our unit. No, wrong thing. So we'll pop back into here. So we're basically saying the trigger that thanks on isn't the third company advance, it is plan 3 attack. Okay, so we'll just do that for all the guys. And it is plan 3 attack. Right. Okay. Wait for third company, plan 3 attack. Okay. Right, and group 9. 3. Right, that one is actually firing early. So let's move that one up. So that should be around about 30. Okay, so that's the movement of the headquarters up, and that will be again company attack. Okay, so we've got it synchronized here that the third company will move up and secure this when the first company moves and this secures that when this happens. Okay, Right, so 10, 11, 12 and 13, let's have a look at what we're planning with you. So this is the second company roundabout here. Okay, right, so it's order 3 again. I'm waiting for the first company I saw. Okay, so all the triggers here look to be fine because they're going to trigger off this movement. Okay, so we should have a cascading set of attacks coming in. Right. Okay, this is almost a plan. I'm not saying it's a good plan, but it's the only one we've got. So let's save again. Okay, so let's just check plan 3 is going to fire. It is. And the other ones are all switched off. They are. So plan 3 is the one we're going to see. So let me pop back into the main game and we'll see plan 3 in action. Okay, welcome back. Right, so we're in the game. The Germans should be executing plan 3. Russians are moving. Now I've given them very, very roughly the same orders as last time. So submachine gun company, 2 tanks up here, 1 tank round here, 1 tank round here. Right, so the armour is rumbling into position. So we'll see who sees who. So I forgot to move those machine guns. Everybody else seems to be trundling quite happily. Okay. Right. Okay, so there should be 1 tank there, 1 tank there. That tank there had a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. Now, if I was playing the Russians, I would be a lot more cautious at this point, which would be to get scouts into position so I could get eyes on. Time's not really a factor. Okay, let's just pop down here. Look at this young man. So he's happily hunting along, seeing if he can see anybody to play with. So now should have good eyes on. Okay. He's kind of like a sacrificial lamb, but never mind. Right, so he's seeing some German infantry. Okay, they're going to have to go, but they're out of sight. Okay, now there's a machine gun. Shoot at that. Okay. So German tanks I would have thought would be in position round about now. Okay, so he's seen a tank, or he's heard a tank. That's one of the other Russian tanks. Oh, he's seen a tank. Okay. So if the Russians are quite aggressive, they can get into a good position quite early. Okay, so somebody's having a bash at him over there. think that tank must be in position, I just can't see. So it's up to, so maybe that position's not great. Okay. So at the moment, so let's just come off him and see what the Russians are spotting. So they're spotting very, very little. They've heard a tank over there, they've heard infantry here, but the bulk of the German infantry, which we know is lurking round about here, is invisible, so that's good. Alright. Disappointed in that tank. I hoped that that tank would have had more fun. Okay. Right, so leave that. So the infantry is still moving up. Right, we missed you. So you guys get up. Well done. Right, mortars, and you guys as well, please. Yeah, up to there. Right, everybody else is still moving into position. Right, okay. So these machine guns here might prove interesting. Right. Okay, so tanks here don't have great line of sight. So they've got good line of sight over there. Line of sight over there. Reasonable line of sight over here. Okay, so let's just rumble them forward slightly. Okay. See what happens. Go. Right. So somebody saw that tank moving into position. Okay. That's... Oh, tank! Ouch. Nope. Alright, okay, so the Russian armour is definitely getting into position much earlier than the Germans. So, okay. Right, but there's nothing over here. That's a sort of bust as far as we know at the moment. Okay, so we want to try and kill that tank. How can we do that? Right, well, what I would do, so we'll give it a go, is I would start shelling that building. So let's see what happens. Okay. Right, what about you? What can you see? Young tank. So can't see very much, can't see anything over there, but you've got good line of sight over that village, so you can probably do some damage there. That's the tank crew. Alright. Okay, so let's get you guys up into here so you can cover that crossing point. tell me what happens. I'm using my anti-tank rifles more as the Russians this time. Right, let's see how we get on. Okay, so far that tank is ineffectual. Okay, so that's interesting. So we are having a bit of a tank duel here. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Very interesting. Right. Okay, we'll leave that in play. Right, okay, so we've got one. You guys advancing. Right, congratulations. Why have you split off from the rest of your unit? That's a very silly thing to do. Right, congratulations. You guys get to scamper into there. Okay. Okay. So these guns are still moving into position. Alright, that's fine. Okay, let's go. Okay, so that something's wrong there, or maybe it's just not exposed. I should be able to see something. You can see that tank. Okay. Okay, so we've got some sort of infantry contact there. Right, okay, so somebody saw those Russians. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Right, how are you guys? Are you guys still moving? You are. Okay. Okay. Alright, we'll let this run. Right, so we want to get you in a position where you can have pot shots at the tank. Alright, so can't see anything. So come on guys, get forward. No. Okay, so it's interesting, we just cannot see that tank at all. We just do not know where it is. I don't know where it is, so this is all very exciting. So I think there's something screwy with that tank's positioning. So we'll have to have a look at that once we get a spot on it. Whoa. so he picked off the other tankers. Oh no, it's just... Right, so he's not actually dead. Oh, he is dead. Okay, that tank's brewing up. Okay, so the infantry here have managed to get reasonably well into position. Okay. So I would have thought we'd have some Overwatch in that, but okay, maybe not. Right. Oh, what happened here? Top of the turret. Okay, fantastic. Good shot, whoever that was. In fact, let's go back.
Начать движение.
Okay, so the winner of best tank position ever in the history of the universe is that tank over there. Okay, so just let this run. So round about what, 104, we should start seeing German infantry movement. So let's just keep going. Right, finally we found the tank. Where is she? Okay, so it's where we told it to be, but it's a very restrictive line of sight. Okay, so we're gonna have to move that. If he was over here, he'd be doing a lot more damage, I think. Right, so try that. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just leave this to run, and we'll see what happens when the German infantry attacks. Okay, so we're now seeing German infantry in the open. What are you seeing? You're not seeing very much at all. Okay. Okay. What I'll do is, in the next German turn, I'll start moving up the submachine gun, that Russian turn, excuse me. Okay. So. Okay, so here we come. So, into there. That's fine. And then salt to there. No, that's a crappy order. Right, you're fine. You. So let's do that. So salt to there. Salt to there. Salt to there. Okay. So N L. interesting to see how this works out. Okay. How about you guys? Right, okay, so you have quite good line of sight. Right, so should prove interesting. So basically, as we've seen, if there's any Russian infantry appearing in that tree line, they have a bad day. Right. How are you doing? So let's have a look. What's the shell fire doing? Okay, so we've knocked out part of the building. Find that Russian tank. There he is. Okay, so can you in fact hit the lower floor? Oh, you can. Good lad. Right. That might get a bit more interesting. Okay. It's who spots who first. He's over there, he's the tank. Okay, so let's just check what's happening over here. We're seeing some movement, nothing we can really confirm. Okay, so we'll keep watching this tank. See each other. There he is. I just can't. Alright. Just pump shells in that area, that'll do you. Okay. So the Russian infantry is now starting to appear. Alright. Okay, so I wonder if that tank's getting a wee bit nervous. Okay, let's have a look at what this looks like. Okay. Alright, so let's see, the German plan should now be kicking in. Right. So we should start to see. Let's get awfully close to that poor tank. Right, so we should start to see some movement over here, I believe. Let's just keep going. Okay, so the third company should be starting to take up its positions. Okay, right, so there you go, we're starting to see some movement. Who's seeing that? So the guy's in here, right, so. These guys, what's your line of sight like, people? Fairly poor. Okay, so let's get you into the line. Okay. Just not seeing what I want you to see. Okay. Go. Okay, so Germans have got quite far, look at that. They're moving very well. So the question is how much covering fire are the machine guns and everything providing? That would be quite a lot, okay. Keep going, people, keep going. So the guys over here don't appear to be really helping. What the hell they were? Right, let's pop back and see. So the tank's still with us. Russian tank is still with us. Clear your target. Right. Okay, man, you're just gonna have to go forward. Right, okay. So these guys. These guys are lagging behind a bit, okay. Right. Come on guys, you can do it. I mean, if they can get close, their weapons then should be able to do quite a lot of damage. Right, okay, so. Let's get these guys forward. See if I can take the Germans in the flank as they advance. Oops. Okay. Ah, right, so this platoon is now moving, so this is quite interesting. There may be a flaw in the plan. I should really maybe use one platoon to cover this side of the village. Okay. Okay. So we'll let it run a couple more turns. What we should see is the central platoon or the central company start to advance. And there we go, we're starting to see it, so they're triggered by this operation happening. Okay. But I'm intrigued whether this operation here succeeds. They look to be doing okay. Do you guys ever actually fire? So it's maybe these ambush orders that's the problem. We need to take those off. Right, so anyway, the German plan is progressing. We may have a problem in this flank, so we may need to put in some flank security. Tank position's not quite right, and I'm just not getting the amount of fire we want from our machine gun, so I suspect that might be the ambush order. But there you go. So that's us testing Plan 3, which has certainly been quite interesting. I'll make a couple more adjustments to it. Let me know. We still have 2 spare plans. We have Plan 4 and Plan 5. Can you guys come up with an interesting German alternative plan? If you can, let me know and I'll see if I can program it in the AI for you. And what we may try next time is the Russian plans. So as usual, thank you for watching.